Hello and welcome. My name's Steve Beckles of Boucher, the speaker with the orange tie. And guys, welcome to the Orange Room. Those that don't know anything about me, I'm a motivational speaker. I go to schools, colleges, universities and companies around the UK, Europe and in the States. What do I talk about? I talk about belief systems. I'm a great believer, dare I say, in belief systems because beliefs determine what you achieve in life. I also deliver soft skills training. So guys, what's this all about? And I've been doing a series of these, I think since March really, just giving tips and ideas on how we can improve ourselves and not just get through this situation, but get from it. So this whole pandemic thing kicked off in March, and what I've been doing is just giving tips and techniques to really to help you get through this, but also gain from it and continue as well. So what's this all about? Now I always have a little strap line, those that know anything about me, and you would have seen my strap line. I have something mentioning keys, and the strap line is as follows: the keys will always start the car, but it's for you to check the handbrake. Now, what does that all mean? Let me explain. I decided to talk about this where the keys, I think, represent a lot of ideas that you would like to go ahead with. Yeah, so in other words, the keys can start the car. However, there's part of our brain, which in this case I've referred to as a handbrake, which is holding you back. How many times have you tried to start a car and you've started your own car and you've realized you've left the handbrake up? And you can rev as much as you want, but if the handbrake's up, you're not going anywhere. Something that's very important is that many of us, I believe, are going through life sleepwalking. So we're just going through the motions in our kind of subconscious manner. And what I'm going to try to do is help you to take that handbrake off. Things are changing all the time. If anyone's connected up to Facebook with me, you would have seen a picture of me and my daughter a year ago in our local shopping centre. And I was saying words like social distancing, COVID-19, pandemic are words that back then meant nothing. But because things are changing so quickly and have changed so quickly, we've had to adapt. And I just don't think there's any time to relax. In other words, I think we've got to live in the now, because the now is all we can control. The past, and in fact the future, are just illusions. They don't actually exist. So what I want to try to do is to help you using the word check, breaking down the letters CHECK, and kind of use these as kind of tips and techniques to get you to, metaphorically speaking, undo that handbrake. So guys, let's get this show on the road. Now, first of all, let's start with C. C is very important, because what I want you to do is, it's quite strange actually, but I want you to count the amount of times and write it down you have messed up. And you might be thinking, well, why would I want to do that? It's just a different approach. I thought about it this week, that often it's pain that gets us to move. A speaker called Nido Cobain says, when the change only occurs when the pain of remaining the same becomes greater than the pain of change. And I think another approach, listing down where you have messed up, all of those things, will hopefully generate a pain in you for you to think, you know what, I can't take this any longer. I've got to do something about it. So making the note of where things have gone wrong, I believe, can be a positive, because you can look at what you can change. Okay, so that's C. H is to have a plan and make some rules. Let me explain. After recording this, if I was to go away and go and visit a friend or whatever, I'd pull out the road and I'll come to a set of traffic lights, and the traffic lights might say red. I then would have to stop. When it then changed to green, I then would go. Now you might be thinking, I'm slightly insane. I'm not. I'm just proving the point. We follow certain laws, and these laws are put in place obviously for our own safety, but for other people as well. You wouldn't dare break in those laws because of the trouble you would get into. However, there's a question I want to ask you, is what laws do you have for yourself? Let me say it again. What laws do you have for yourself? Now listen, there is no law set by the government that says you have to eat healthy food. There is no law by the government that says you have to find a job that is fulfilling and can make a difference to your life. There are no laws. You have to make them yourself. And I think if you, just like me driving through a red light, which I wouldn't do, if you have your own laws, what happens? They become things you stick to. Why? Because it's your law. This is really important, because you must have that self-discipline to create your own laws. Okay, so that is the H. E is to exit the excuses. Yeah, excuses, I should say. We talk a lot about excuses, and when you know what your excuses are, and I think I might have mentioned this last week, you can recognize them and then deal with them, but you must exit them. You must get rid of them. This is really important because you need to realize that the excuses are like the handbrake, and it's actually pulling you back, and you're revving your car and you're not going anywhere. So guys, it's very important you get into the habit of exiting your excuses. This is really important because what happens, things then start to change. C is making a commitment to your commitments. So when you've gone through your kind of counting your negative things that you need to sort out, and H, kind of looking your plans and your laws, you need to be committed to them. That is the only way things will change. Why? Because if you're committed, you have focus and you have direction, so you have to commit to them. Because if you don't, things then wane. Now, I give an example. During the lockdown, I hadn't driven my car for about, I don't know, a month, 2 months, whatever the period of time. When I was going to the shops, because most of the time I'd walk, but I had to drive on one occasion, I went to turn the car, and what happened? The car didn't start. Why didn't the car start? It's because the engine in itself had run down. The battery had run down, sorry. In other words, there was no momentum. Nothing had kept it going. In other words, I'd lost my commitment because I hadn't driven the car for so long. This is very, very important. So please bear this in mind. Make a commitment to your commitments. And last one is keep reviewing, okay, where you're at and where your progress is. Keep reviewing where you're at and where your progress is. If you don't review, you can often get lost. So it's very important just to know exactly where you're going. Okay, so guys, that was check. Very important you bear in mind what I spoke about, because this is about the differences you can make for yourself and how you, if you put check in place, can make a massive difference. Okay, so a quick recap. C, count the amount of times you've messed up. H, have a list of your laws, very important. E, so important, exit the excuses. Let's just move on from the excuses, very important. C, make a commitment to your commitments. And then K, what I'd like you to do, guys, and it's so important, is to keep reviewing where you're at, to keep you focused, keep you in line. Boom, that is check. Now, guys, I'm going away. I'm having a break. I'm not leaving the country because I might not be able to get back in, but I'm having a break. I'm actually working next week. I'm actually going to be in Scotland speaking. However, I'm also going to be going away, having a break, and I will be away for the next 2 weeks. And so by all means, I'll be doing my posting, etc. But I won't be in the Orange Room. I'll be somewhere else relaxing and speaking at the same time. So guys, I hope you have been enjoying these video recordings to help you not just get through, but get from. By all means, email me, you know where I am, speakeroftheorangetie.com, orangeonlinelearning.com as well. Guys, thank you so much for your time and have a great weekend. Take care.